give me I want to check your levels there, Phil.
Yes. God is good. Yeah. Yeah. God is good. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. What if God was whatever? What does he do? Just as long whatever.
I refuse to sing that blasphemous song.
Trying to make his way home.
All right. Okay, Philip. The show is beginning, and I think everything is in order, and we have everything we need.
Are you good to go?
Good to go.
So one thing.
Good to go.
So as we start this video stuff, I've noticed like we don't spend a lot of time. Like we're not looking at each other. I don't like this position. It's weird.
This is why this is why I was trying to position your mic so that it's facing this way, rather than you having to turn away to talk. You see how I place mine? In your if you move, Phil, I centered the camera now.
It's fine. It gets my good side.
It's okay. You'll see. Our next trending video is going to be half your face.
It's even better.
Half your face in the trending video.
So I was laughing with Dan because, as I'm sure you guys noticed last week, I had I missed the haircut because I wasn't able to get a tight fade.
Ain't nobody noticed that.
I noticed these things.
Yeah, other people don't notice those things unless they either hate you or love you. For the majority of people, they don't really notice that.
So,
I noticed it because I was editing the video, but most people.
Yeah. Our video made its way to my barber. So he just came commenting like, "Yo, as a Ndebele, because he's originally a Ndebele person." And he was like, "Yo, this little guy, I'm not happy with what he did." And all I had to say was, "My man, can you see my hairline in this video? Here you are sending me clips. Get your act together."
Yeah. Eish. No. Our video. We are trending in these streets, Phil.
That's a low bar for trend.
We are trending in these. Well, I mean, by our level. I'm not talking about Maloti levels. I'm talking about Two Broke Twimbos levels.
Oh, fam! Did I tell you? I came across a Maloti video. It was quite long, but she was cussing out. I actually saw what people were talking about. She was speaking in strong cursive.
Could have been us, Phil. If only I had time to edit.
A 12-minute video to go Maloti.
I came across a video which I scrolled quickly. I should have gone back to watch it. And it was titled, Ulengende gets new tattoo for Maloti. So I was like, nope. Clearly my algorithm is broken. It's showing me things that it thinks I'm interested in.
No, I think, the thing is, I think Zim TikTok over indexes for local IP addresses. So if you're just making any form of content and you upload from a Zim IP and it's for Zim audience.
No, in this case, it's because I searched before when we were talking about it last time. So there were several searches, several videos watched to try and get some context. And then it was like, oh, you like this, huh? No, I don't. No, I don't.
Yeah. Oh, no.
This is where you're connected, Phil. Remember.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway.
I wanted to show you the video. She makes content, I tell you. She's a content maker.
I think this is a good time to remind our intrepid listeners who have.
What does intrepid mean?
That's a good question. I just use it. I don't know what it means. Anyway, if you listen to this podcast audio only, we had a full video that we shared with our patrons last week. So they actually got to enjoy the video version of this podcast. We have overkilled. We have multiple lights and cameras in my living room.
We're doing a lot. We're doing a lot right now.
I don't know how this is going to end up, but it's going to end up on YouTube. And
remember the days when we could afford Chris?
I do remember that. Did we pay him?
Yeah, I used to pay him. Yes.
Oh, okay. What up, Chris?
And Cuddy Beats. Shout out to Cuddy Beats, man.
Unfortunately, speaking of paying, I keep getting reminders about our website.
Yeah. Because someone hasn't set up.
I'm not a magician, Phil. I also live in the same country that you live in.
I'm working on it as well. I'm going to have to beg, borrow, and steal.
But a plan is in place. But anyway, yeah. what I was saying is we have a full video version of the podcast. I don't feel comfortable putting it out in public unless it's properly edited and cut and all of that. So I did think that if we properly edit it and whatever, we could, do a full video on YouTube, but I only managed to edit. I literally just, put the audio onto the video and stuck it onto YouTube. So it was just for our patrons. But I think it was still cool. If we get a video editor, then we'll properly cut it up nicely, get the B-roll, get the inserts, get the action shots, get the, all that stuff, the zoom ins, all of that. Then it can be, then I feel comfortable. Like
use all those assets we paid for that we don't even
use. We've got bottom thirds, we've got, like animations, all of that.
Yeah.
Already, it just needs a bit of time and someone with the ability to. If you're good at video editing and you're willing to take a low pay in the beginning, knowing that on the front end it's a lot of work, but on the back end,
commission based structure.
As we grow the podcast,
Why does my mic sound so low, Dan? Does it sound low to you?
No.
Which number am I?
Sounds the same level. You're number 2. You can check. As you can see, it's even picking up my own speech on there. But you can check.
Yeah, I just sound low. I sound low in the headphones, man. Turn me up in the headphones.
Maybe your headphones need to go up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Does that sound better? See, look, you're at the same level as I
am. Turn me up in the headphones. You don't want to hear me go off the dome. I stand alone.
See? Good enough.
I'm on tour. Call me Sean.
What was I saying? Oh, yes. In the meantime, the video that you might be able to catch is on our social media. So before it gets banned, follow Two Broke Twimbos on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook,
Why
Twitter.
Are we banned? Dan, we're far over 18. I've been looking at it. We're old. We're old.
Oh, Lord. We are old.
Both of us are now starting to get salt and pepper beards. Wild out here, man.
I've been had this.
Dude, I was uploading. So like I was showing you that platform and I was uploading videos. Like some of those videos are over a decade old.
Yeah. Even when I was going through like our assets for, I was showing someone, who was I having this conversation with? Oh yes, shout out Tsitsi. I was saying, no, current National Arts Council CEO, Napoleon Yanni, used to be a correspondent for Two Broke Twimbos. She's like, I'm like, no, I'm serious. It's like, anyway. I'm like, no, I'm not even joking. Let me show you. Man, I had to scroll far on that YouTube page.
But eventually she saw the video.
And she's like, what? I was like, yeah. Listen, Napoleon got to his heights and left us where he found us. But he was a correspondent for Two Broke Twimbos.
Yeah, we need to step up.
Now he's running the highest arts body in the country. Shout out Napoleon. Anyway, let's start the show, Phil. Let's keep it nice and tight. Let's keep it moving. So I have to ask y'all.
Good to go.
Y'all.
Good to go.
Sound a big thing now.
Get mad now. Good to go.
Let me hear a drum play.
Get mad now. Get mad now. Get mad now. Get mad now.
It's a bit loud.
Yeah.
We'll fix it in post.
Gunshots. I might be deaf in this year. Yo. Woo.
Great. Welcome one more again to another episode of your favorite podcast. This is Two Broke Twimbos. My name is Danny That Guy, aka Danos the Mad Titan, aka Denford Wegumaraini, aka Denimbi My Life Your Entertainment, aka when is my shout out from Davido coming through, huh? I'm coming also, aka Akuna Mumwendi Danmu.
Where are you coming?
Coming up in the world. Coming up. Phil, do you know we are now grown people? We can't make childish jokes anymore. You can't. You're a grown person.
This is coming from you.
You're a grown person.
Anyway, he's the unmistakable, the irrefutable, the unquestionable, the undeniable, the irrefutable. Phil Chart again for the floss, the big boss, baby, feeds that P, aka Sense on Love, aka DJ Mkaradi. Filthy Phil, and of course, Shamarin, the Tengero. Raptor. Yo, I saw a lovely Raptor today. Lovely Raptor, lovely body kit. I was like,
Well, let's start off the show.
Dan, you're old as hell. What the hell? Why is your font so big?
Because I want easy access. As you can see, the screen is far away, Phil. I want to be able to glance at it and see, because I'm not trying to read. I want to be able to reach where I am.
Dude, why is your font at 42 points?
It's not the font, it's the zoom of the screen.
Nah, fam, that's a you.
The one thing that
That's Jacob Zuma zoom, bro.
The one thing I'm glad of is my eyesight is good.
Mm-hmm.
My hearing is good. Sense of smell, I'm not so sure. But yeah, sight, hearing, so far so good. Ankles, problem. I injured my ankle like 4 weeks ago. Should have healed, but not even 4 weeks. This is now 6 weeks ago. Should have healed by now. Still can't put my full weight on it.
Yes.
This week, Phil, I was searching pregnancy pillow. And it just hit me. It just hit me like, this is what I'm doing now.
Oh no! Oh, I just realized. I thought you're looking for yourself, and I was like,
No,
oh,
not for me.
No, because some people do because of hips, because of hip problem. And then you put it in between when you're sleeping. It helps with the hip pain.
But even if it's the same thing, please just search for hip pillow.
No, it's not. So even
I'm begging.
here's
just search for orthopedic pillow.
Actually, let me tell you. So here's the thing I used to do. Right?
This is allowed. This is a bit loud there.
As a comfort thing. I actually used to, when I used to sleep, I'm a side sleeper. So
good for pregnancy.
For my lower back, the doctor had
You should
said,
get a C pregnancy pillow if you're a side sleeper.
put your pillow in between your legs. And my physio also said that. So I really got used to it. It's also very comfortable, very nice. And then someone was like, "Why don't you just get a pregnancy pillow?" I was like, "What is that?" And then they showed it to me. I was like, "Oh, that's a novel idea." And then I tried it out, and I was like, "Oh, okay, I get it. I get it."
10 years ago, me would have made fun of you. Today, me is not making fun of you. Today, me is saying, at least it's the same thing. Just get an orthopedic pillow. It's the same thing. It will just be branded different. It's good for your mental health.
Okay. Where in Harare will I find an orthopedic pillow? Tell me.
Where did you find a pregnancy pillow?
At all the baby stores.
Okay, just go in there and like, wink, wink. Can I get an orthopedic pillow? Such as one that might be used by people who are perhaps going through, back problems or pregnant women. Wink, wink. It's all a matter of branding. Everything's about branding, PR. You even brand your own life to yourself.
Yeah. The funniest thing that I've seen, especially when you go shopping, have you seen the man tissues?
I'm worried.
So no.
Show me. Let's see. We actually have a screen. This podcast is transforming into a React podcast.
Yeah.
Have you been practicing your laugh, Philip?
So I can even do this. I can even just bring this across here.
Yes, Philip. All right. Yes, Philip. We get it. You've got a nice new MacBook.
So, man tissues are just tissues with man written, but they're more expensive than normal tissues. So they're in the pharmacy. If you go to any local pharmacy right now, next door to the mini Kleenexes are man twin savers that some are cost more than the same tissue. That's in
Let me tell
package.
you, I actually understand that very clearly, and I'm going to show you. Everything is branding, all right?
Why do we have so many screens running at the same time?
So one of my recent favorite people to follow on Instagram is Anatolia. She is so entertaining. She's actually like so funny.
I love it. That was my grand's name, by the way. My paternal grandmother was Anatolia.
So let me see. Okay, so I'm gonna play you a video. We can react to it, and it will really underline.
Shouldn't we play it from here so that there's audio?
There'll be audio here as well.
Oh, okay.
There'll be audio here as well.
This is what we're doing now, guys. We have devolved into gigs.
Okay.
What's the gigs of Zimbabwe? What do we call that?
Dan and Phil. Also,
so do it.
Cutting that whole part out. This is now video, Philip. We are grown people who have to go into serious business meetings tomorrow.
Dude, do you know?
Wait.
The amount of meetings.
Rein in your ADHD.
The amount of meetings that have been preempted by. Wait a minute.
Okay. I'm trying to underline the importance of branding and PR. It's not just in the marketing industry, even in your own life. How you brand something, how you picture it, how you put it out there affects so many things, as evidenced by this video by Anatolia.
Evidentiary.
One thing I stopped paying for once I realized it just wasn't helping me grow is my rent. I stopped paying my rent and I started giving to my landlord. Can you see the mindset shift? When you're paying for something, it feels like something's being taken away from you. So I stopped paying my rent and I started saying, I want to make it a habit to give every single month to my landlord. You gotta make that mindset shift. Every month it's like, oh my gosh, rent is coming. Rent is not coming. An opportunity to give is on the way. Whoever's stuck in that mentality that keeps telling you I have to pay rent, you're not paying rent. You're giving to your landlord. The first is gonna be round the corner, and I can't wait to give to my landlord.
Okay.
Before I go, I wanted to leave you guys with a scripture. The Lord loves a cheerful giver. So if it's your landlord, he wants you to give cheerfully. Make sure you're tithing and you're giving offering. Since there's another Lord over the land, he wants you to be a cheerful giver. This is really gonna change everything in 2026. Once you stop paying for your rent and start giving to your landlord.
Branding, Philip. It's
Where's the applause?
it's one of these. No. One of them. Point is, everything is branding. So man tissues, I understand. I completely understand. Anyway.
I love that when you search man tissues, this also comes up.
Anyway. No.
Super Magic Man 6 sachet plus antiseptic. What is this? Why does it look like a contraceptive?
I don't know. I actually don't want to know. Let's start off the show, Phil.
Oh no, it's branding because they're tissues, but
let's focus.
They just branded as they just look like a contraceptive. So you can say
Whatever you want. It's been cut out, Philip. All right, let's start off by celebrating Africans doing big things. This week, we got news that Moffat Takadiwa, the founder of Mbari Art Space and the man who's been doing things with art for a minute, he won the grand prize at the inaugural Toyota Tsusho CFAO African Art Award. So this is an award.
Wait, Toyota does art?
Yeah, so I mean, it was probably sponsored and put together by Toyota last year, and it's supposedly to boost art in Africa. So there were 100 artists from across the continent who were nominated, and a short list of 12 was then narrowed down to 5. And of the 5 winners, Moffat Takadiwa came in first. So all 5 of them will then have their work exhibited in Venice, in Brazil, in the DRC, in South Africa, and then eventually Togo, Japan, and France. So congratulations. I hope it also came with a hefty bag. Congratulations to Moffat Takadiwa and the other artists, the other African artists who also won.
And others.
Secondly, it was all over my feed this week. Big shout out to the 2 Zimbabweans who appeared in Netflix's One Piece live action show. Season 2, I believe. Daniel Lasker, who we spoke about when he was first, when his casting was first announced. And surprise, I don't think it was announced, but people were just like, yo, is that Chi? Yeah, so Chi Mendes also in Netflix's One Piece live action season 2.
Have you sent a congratulatory message?
I have not. No, I have not. But we should do so as a podcast.
Okay.
Collectively as a podcast.
Maybe let's use on the same number. Maybe I change my number. Let's call her.
Go for it. Go for it. Give it a solid try.
Get her.
She might be booked and busy, being on Netflix and everything.
Let's see how much pull we still have in these streets. Let's try call Chi. Let me do this here.
Are you afraid it's going to be like, hi, this is Phil. Phil from Zim. Do you remember in 2023 when...
That's in 2023. No. Chi and I are very close friends. It looked like I'm getting one tick. So maybe change it. She also was on one of our video episodes, was she not?
Yes, I believe she was. So, Chi plays Miss Monday. Oh, actually, it looks like people knew about it even a month ago. All the fans.
Okay. I'm getting one tick, so I don't think so.
Anyway, and then I think finally want to mention one more. I think the last time, since it's now done and dusted, congratulations to India for winning the T20 World Cup.
After we left, I don't...
Yeah. Also, it's only when I saw this news that I was like, oh, by the way, who won? And I just quick Google and was like, India. Like, oh.
Wait. India won the cricket that was held in India? That's not suspicious at all.
Was it in India? Anyway, huge shout out to Blessing Mzarabani, who was named in the ICC Men's T20 World Cup 2026 Team of the Tournament. He's the first Zimbabwean.
Say that again 5 times quickly.
That again 5 times quickly. According to H Metro. No, that's not the one. This one. Blessing Sarabani is the first Zimbabwean sportsman to make the dream team of a World Cup.
Wow. Really? That's impressive.
Surely there must have been like a...
So telling me Heat Streak.
I mean...
None of the Flower Brothers. None of that?
Okay, let's say cricket. We put it aside. Like, any sport? Like...
Fam, you're telling me the Golden Girls, who won the...
Maybe it's semantics because it says sportsman and
like,
World Cup.
I feel like this is a ESPN stat.
Anyway, Mzarabani took 13 wickets in his 6 games at an average of 14.46 run rate.
What does that average mean?
Number of runs per wicket. What? This is not basketball. I know cricket, Phil. This is not basketball. You can ask me basketball questions. I'm like, what the heck are you talking about? You ask me NFL, I don't know what you're referring to. If it's the 2 sports that I'm actually interested in, football, aka soccer, and Formula One. Unfortunately,
did you watch the race this weekend?
I didn't. I just watched the highlights.
So
I just watched the highlights.
Have you paid? Are you an F1?
No. I watched the highlights on YouTube.
So if you were to watch the race, where would you watch it?
On a very legal site, obviously.
Oh, okay.
Obviously, I mean, I'm not the type of person to pirate things like Formula One or football for that matter. What are you even implying? Anyway, why? What did you pay for? Did you pay for Apple?
Huh?
Is it not available as an Apple thing?
I thought it was, and then I double checked, and it's only for Apple TV and American accounts.
Oh,
so I was very annoyed because I did pay for Apple. Remember, I was waxing about all the games I'm playing on NBA on Apple Arcade. Speaking of Dan, you've got to get on Dead Cells. You've got to get on Dead Cells. It is so good.
It's that a game.
It is amazing, and you can play it on your phone. You just connect your Xbox controller to your phone. You play it. Oh, it's such a good game.
I should look for it. Dead Cells. Anyway, congratulations to Blessings Rabani and I won't really mention as a Zimbabwean doing it big, but I mean it was cool to see Davido post today on Twitter that Takura is coming. So shout out to that. If you recall, a couple of years, I think it was 2023 or 2024, when Takura posted a set of voice notes he had sent between him and Davido. That seemed to make it seemed like Davido had discovered Takura's music. He's like, yo, who is this? And he was like now sending him voice notes like, your music's amazing type of thing.
So yeah, I'm actually very happy. It's great to see Takura back in good spirits, in good form. Obviously none of our business, but it would be interesting to see what his contractual situation is. And how things have progressed from there. But it would seem that as the video said, he's on the come. You're not being on the come means.
I do not.
It's a gambling term. So when you're playing roulette, you bet on the come.
I got it. I mean, no wonder I don't know what it is. So
Davido is betting on the come right now.
Davido actually reposted this. Look at this.
Man, you have a lot of talent, man. Like, bro, like I literally was just online.
Why does Davido sound?
And then it just came up, and I just played it, and I was like, "Oh, that sounds nice."
Wait, pause. Before he clears his throat, he's got a British accent, and then post clearing his throat, he's got an American accent.
And I clicked it, and then I'm about to play your album right now. I see you just dropped some. I'm about to put that on right now. You know?
It's true. He's got an American accent now.
Yo, no. We got a link for
Start again. Like, what's I imagining? Play again. Start again.
Okay.
Man, you have a lot of talent, man. Like, bro, like I literally.
Okay, no.
I literally was just online.
No, Davido, we love you, man. We love you, but
And
that's
it just came up. You know,
code switching is tough for all of us. But that
My man cleared his throat.
he cleared the British out.
No, but shout out.
It would have been great if he cleared it a third time and then he went straight to Nigeria.
I think this obviously means there's a collab we're waiting for, right?
Of course.
Yeah. I am very keen to check that out.
This is why I'm really happy. I mean, we've moved. Can you imagine, like 18 months ago, Takura was online talking about his mental health. He was struggling. He was releasing or about to release music as Shona Prince because he was having issues with his name. And, it's a jungle out there. That's what we'll say. It's a jungle out there. And we don't know what became of that, but it seems like some resolution has been met, and I'm really happy to hear that.
I agree. I think Takura is one of the most. In fact, I'm hard pressed to think of any. What are you looking at? You're looking at his tour.
Yeah, I saw Tanzania. It's a hard left. So I definitely think next month there might be something in Zambia between Davido and Takura. It's weird. You start to in Tanzania, then you go Austria, Switzerland, Netherlands, Belgium, Sweden, Denmark, Spain, LA for Coachella, and then Lusaka.
Maybe Davido is calling up Takura to tour with him. Maybe. Anyway, what I was about to say is in my mind, Takura is one of the most talented musicians here. Like his music is just always consistently dope. So it's so good to see this. We know those who are in the music industry know that sometimes it's other things that have held him back. By that I mean it's a jungle out there.
It really is. It's treacherous. It's treacherous.
Yeah,
read your contracts, guys. Please. Read your contracts.
But I sincerely hope that this is going to lead to bigger and bigger things for him. So congratulations, Sakura, that you're getting recognized by one of Africa's most celebrated artists at the moment. And hopefully this just leads from strength to strength to you. Okay. So, Phil, last week we started a firestorm. Just following up on something.
We just reacted to a firestorm.
No, I think it was all on us.
We added no new commentary. We added no new nuance. We added no new insights. Actually, like when I was watching back, I was like, why is this going viral? Like we actually did nothing.
No, I feel we brought some. I think we brought some actual perspective. Also, just a couple of things to mention.
Did you see the message from Linwo?
No. Did you send a message? Oh, I didn't see that. Oh, snap. As in a message he sent us. Mm-hmm. Oh, snap. What did he say?
He just said, watch my video.
Oh, okay. Before I play his video. So for context, in case you haven't come across it, I clipped the discussion that we had last week on our podcast and put it on our social media platforms. And, people seem to like it. It's got 40,000, 50,000 views on various platforms. But it also, clearly there's a lot of people that have very strong feelings about it. And I can somewhat understand in various directions. So on the one hand, there were a lot of people who felt, you know what, they were angry at Lebo M because how can Lebo M react in or how can he have such harsh words? It's clearly because of xenophobia. It's clearly because he's Zimbabwean, or maybe he's an old man who doesn't get comedy. And some people actually got quite angry about it, which I can understand. Now, on the flip side, I saw some South Africans who also got angry, and even some Ndebele people who got angry. It's like, no, of course it's easy for you to dismiss this as just a joke, but it's not poking fun at your own culture. Which, as we've often said on this podcast, I think everything should be comedy. And if you're offended, it's also fine because no one likes being the butt of the joke. But very often there's going to be a butt of the joke. And if you're offended being the butt of the joke, that's how it goes, right? It's going to be very difficult trying to make comedy that offends no one. So sometimes you will be the butt of the joke and you're the one offended. And you have every right to be offended and you can express your anger and so on. I think that's all fair and fine. But there were people angry at me. There were people like, Danny, but why Urugurwadzi so? I was like, what? I didn't say anything, bro. I just played the video.
Where were these people?
On TikTok and Instagram.
Granted, I'm very bad at social media these days because, mental health stuff. So I every time I'd log in, I'd just be like, yay, too many notifications, and I just log out.
Yeah, there were a lot of notifications this week. But yeah, why are you mad at me? I didn't do any. Bro, I played the first video, I played the second video, and I said, guys, it was just a joke, but hopefully it was. Why are you mad at me? I have come to the conclusion that a lot of people watch without really watching. In their mind, there's Dan and there's Phil here and there's some stuff that was said and now they're angry at Dan without really, like no one actually, not no one, but those people wouldn't have paid attention to who said what in reference to what. Is just like kind of sort of playing while your mind is elsewhere, brain rot, whatever it is. And you don't, if you were to watch it again, you'd be like, oh, yeah, it wasn't Dan. Because why are you mad at me? People were like, Danny, Urugurwadzi wane. It's not me. That was Lebo M.
Not that no, but yeah,
Mm.
you know, like when I squint and I tilt my head, I'm like,
The Lebo Emish. You seen?
Debo M.
I've seen this in I've seen it because my wife has had a couple of viral videos.
Your wife?
And I've seen some of the comments that are in there. And I'm like, it's clear to me you didn't watch or even listen to what was said in this video. So it happens so often that someone gets angry and you're like, bro, just watch the video. It's a short video. Just watch the video if you're going to react to it.
They start the video, then they go to the comments, and then they see someone's already upset in the comments. They're like, aha! I'm also upset in the comments.
Yo! Anyway, while we're in the field of discussing social media outrage, clearly there was a lot of vitriol that was directed in the direction of Lenmo Jonasi after this happened. So he did put out a video. I mean, the first video he put out was he was joking. He was like, "I've got a lot to say about this," and then the joke is that there was the sound of traffic that drowned out what he was actually saying. But he actually does have a more, shall we say, heartfelt response. Mm-hmm. I want to play it.
Hey everybody, it's Lenmo Jonasi here. It's been a crazy few days.
Did he disable comments? Oh no, they're there. Okay, they just took
days. I'm sure some of you have seen a video of me circulating all over the internet when I was translating the opening chant from the Lion King. I just want to say, man, first of all, I'm receiving so much backlash from that. Like, you have no idea. I'm receiving threats in my inbox. It's getting out of hand. I wasn't going to come, and do this video, but because I'm now receiving threats from fellow Africans, I have to do this video. First of all, it was never my intention to disrespect anybody, especially from home, especially African culture. So when I went on that podcast, my intentions was actually to talk about African identity. If you have time to go on the podcast, you can actually see the stuff that we covered. And I hate that 1 minute comedy moment took away from the conversations we had on the podcast, man, which sucks. So with that being said, I'd like to apologize to anybody that I hurt. It was never my intentions, but comedy has a way to crack open a window for a conversation. Now we can talk about it. I had no idea the chant from the Lion King, Nansi Inkonyama Bagiti Baba, was a royal, calling, like a royal welcoming song for the king when he arrives into the room. What I thought was it was a song from the Lion King. I speak a little bit of Zulu, so I directly translated the words, and I even spoke to some of my South African friends, and most of them don't even know what it means, and the rest of the world thought it was actually gibberish. Most of people thought those words were actually not words, So yeah, I'm glad comedy worked. People are now starting to talk about it, and I'd like to apologize to everybody that I offended. And yeah, that's all I have to say. Please stop sending me messages threatening me, because there's a lion over there. Oh my God. Hey, everybody.
Yeah. I mean, as expected, right? How do I switch?
What are you trying to do?
Trying to switch to our Two Broke Twimbos account. Anyway.
Click on your face.
No, it will just open. Anyway, doesn't matter. Point
Well,
is,
you can't see. You got to log out and log in. This isn't the app, Dan.
Yeah. So
You're so old.
So I've picked up here. Oh, sorry.
Okay, why did you want to switch to our account? What's going on?
Because I wanted to see the message that Learn More sent.
You're such a groupie.
Why?
You're such a groupie. Anyway, let's move on.
Anyway, yeah. So there's an update for you, and I guess it's one of those things that you can sort of also expect that, once something goes viral, it's late.
You've lost control.
It's late.
That's another thing. Like, once you release art into the world, you've lost control of it. So
I heard this description of it, and funny enough, it was from Tim Ferriss. And
wow, you're still listening to those?
No, it's an old thing. I listened to a couple of episodes. I was like, wow, this is really cool. And then after 3 or 4 episodes, I was like, okay, yeah, I don't like the direction this is going.
I've really divested from the life hacking community because, hey, they all just started turning right. They all just started.
I won't even lie. Even I used to listen to Stephen Bartlett, Diary of a CEO. I was like, some interesting stuff. And then after a couple episodes, I was like,
Yo,
I don't know, dog.
No, it wasn't FD Signify. It was Foreign Man in a Foreign Land. I don't know if you know him.
Mm-mm.
So he's this Bahamian. He's like FD Signify, but from the Bahamas. He did a 2-hour breakdown of how Stephen Bartlett has always been a dude, bro, a red pillar. He's always felt like, dude. He even breaks down that Stephen Bartlett got engaged to his fiance just so he could distract people from dragging him online for his problematic takes.
The thing also, like, right? I actually, in my mind, I wasn't listening to those podcasts because I want to emulate you or because I like your politics or the way you think. I thought that there might be something despite who you are. Yeah, like something I can discover from there. And to be fair, there were several episodes where I was like, oh, that's cool. I hadn't thought of it like that. Or, yo, that's like motivating or whatever. But at some point I was like, bro, yo, this is now not it. This is just going in weird directions. Anyway, so Tim Ferriss, he was explaining, I don't think it was his own podcast. I think he was being interviewed. But be that as it may, he was trying to explain the difficulty of fame. Even if we're not talking A-list Hollywood or like most famous artists in the world, he's like, when he dropped his book, The 4-Hour Workweek, shortly thereafter, it was a bestseller. He was on, getting interviewed and whatever. He got his level of fame, especially in that community. And he says, this is the way he described it. He's like, think about when you were in school, right? Mm-hmm. Say you were in a class that had 30 people. In Zim, maybe you're in a class that has 50 people. Mm-hmm. Wasn't there always that one weird person in the class that you're like, that's kind of a weird dude?
In my class, it was a girl. I'm not going to mention her name, but yeah, she was very weird. But I didn't have to bump into her as an adult. She was apologizing for being weird. But anyway, sorry, carry on.
Okay, now think about the whole school. Maybe your school had 500 to 1,000 people. Mm-hmm. Weren't there like a couple of people that if I were walking down a dark alleyway and that person's there, I wouldn't feel comfortable. You can probably think of a couple of people in school who are like that. Mm-hmm. You can probably think the same at work. Work is a little bit different because there's a lot of people who are gainfully employed at work. But school was a good example because everyone is lumped in. So he says, now multiply that 1,000 people at school by another 1,000. Now you have 1 million people that maybe consumed a piece of content of yours or who follow you on social media. Those 1 million people, by the same ratio, how many of them, if in a group of 1,000, there's like 3 or 4 that are like, oh, that dude's a bit weird. I don't feel comfortable. If you were to hear your sister is walking home and that person is there, you're like, I don't know what they'll do, but I just don't feel comfortable. Or maybe you feel like I can't leave my stuff around them. Now imagine you multiply that ratio by 1,000. So now you have thousands of people who are all sort of like, oh, I don't feel comfortable around that person. It's still only 1, 2, 3% of the population. So it's a minority. But when you're looking at these scales, there's a significant number of people. And of those 1,000 people who are kind of weird, maybe they're, for the most part, harmless, but they're kind of weird, or maybe you feel a bit weird about them. Of those few thousand people, how many are like actively harmful? Mm-hmm. If it's the same ratio, now you're now reaching 3, 4, 5 people that are like, this person will literally come and harm you. Funny enough, we'll get into a story like that about Rihanna in a bit. My point is, when you reach scales where there's tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, even millions of people, even if 80% of those people are normal, 19% of those people are a little bit stressed, a little bit angry, they've had a rough week, whatever. And 1% of those people are like unhinged. You've unlocked terror for yourself. And you will have hundreds of DMs, for example, or you'll have people looking for you. So it's one of the things that, I don't know, when I heard that, I was like, you know what? I haven't heard this explained in such a succinct way. I know this, but that explanation kind of like makes something, it makes it more palatable to understand the danger behind fame. And then he went on to say, the problem with fame is fame doesn't immediately translate into wealth. You have to try and build from your fame to try and get wealth. So you are immediately exposed. And he spoke about the steps that he had to take once he started building wealth off of his fame. One of the first things that he had to do was to hire a security firm. There's literally companies that specialize in doing security for celebrities. Mm-hmm. So it'll be the smallest things. It'll be little things like booking a flight is not done in your own name. Because there's so many syndicates all around the world that scan flight manifests. They like bribe airport staff to get the manifest of each flight. And then they know you're coming to an airport where you don't know who's there. Maybe you have someone who's picking you up.
So wait, here's an interesting thing. How do you book a flight without your flight name?
I don't know. Maybe the manifest has changed and you have to pay for special reservation. But then the I don't know. But he says that there's companies that you hire that actually do this for you. So on the manifest, it will have generic names. And, these syndicates won't know. Because if they see a name and they quickly Google and like, this dude is worth $10 million, you're immediately on the list for kidnapping in some of these countries.
ADHD tangent. Did you see the billionaires leaving Dubai? And, and there's one billionaire who left Dubai, and then he posts a photo of himself in the economy. And he's like, hey, just as I'm leaving, but I'm going for a wedding. Prior engagement, I'm not scared or anything, And then everyone's in the comments like, my man, you drive a Rolls Royce. You are in cattle class. You are fleeing Dubai. Because if you're going for a wedding, you would have booked that flight a long time ago.
Some of the other things that he mentioned, right? Apart from these security companies, they'll do stuff like, and it's not just security companies, right? You get, I don't know if it's lawyers or financial lawyers and whatever. So everything, like even your house. So in many countries, there have to be public records of home ownership. So you can literally search who lives where publicly. Yep. So the moment you get any kind of money or you get any kind of fame, you have to start going through LLCs and whatever. Same. So it will be property ownership. It will be even every single thing that you probably don't even think about. Like sometimes I have to go to Home Affairs or to the Department of Immigration, or you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. You have to do that. You can't send someone there. You have to go there. But there's these companies that specialize in doing that for people of means.
So what do they do?
Phil, how would I know? I don't know.
But it's shit up, Dan. There's a business opportunity here.
Fair.
Granted, I think in Zimbabwe they've already solved for their problem. You just get the guy in the parking lot. Passport. We have a.
And then, of course, there's people who handle your PR. There's whole industries around handling PR, and I mean, we've heard about fixers and scrubbing your stuff online. You've also got, people who organize the entertainment for you. Phil, we've been part of events where we've been told, can you organize the girls? And
we failed dismally at every occasion.
For the record, it wasn't. It was for them being present, which I always thought was very weird. How do we just know?
I added the ambiance. But in recent years, whenever artists holler at me, I tell them, "Shut up, my guy. Listen.
We failed so bad.
I'm washed. I'm proud to be washed. This is not, I don't know. Like, if you want women that are paying off mortgages, that have responsibilities, that are like, yo, it's 10 p.m. I've got a board meeting in the morning. I got you. But if you want those types that are,
but okay, but
did I ever tell you? Did I tell you the story of the bell of the babes in the club?
Mm-mm.
Okay. Did I not tell you the story? Okay.
Is it for our homie, the cooler box homie?
Quasi.
Hmm.
Did I tell you the story?
I think we've spoken about it on the pod.
Okay, so I'm not going to say it again.
There was a whole Nando's situation or KFC or something.
Yes.
You mentioned it on this pod as well.
So there was a follow. There was a follow-up to that. But okay, if I say the follow-up, it's good. It'll give too many context clues to who it is. But anyway, all this to say, I'm internationally known as the man who's what. Me, if you tell me to bring the ladies, I'm bringing the 30 and ups. I'm bringing sometimes even the 40s. They'll be gorgeous, though. Gorgeous 40-year-olds.
What are they? Okay, just a sidebar. It's very difficult to describe this without it sounding problematic. But I promise you, in the industry, it's so normal. But just imagine trying to explain this to, your corporate 35 to 40-year-old.
Dude, they do it too.
No. What do they do too?
Are you talking about the men or the women? The men. Akuna industry. Ramba stock.
That's my point. Okay, imagine we're having a conversation with Earth Strong Twitter. You know what I'm saying? We're having with Shea Butter Twitter.
Even them, they know.
Wait, and we are saying such and such an artist I don't know, Ningi's coming to the country. Chris Brown is coming to the country. We need to organize girls for him.
Standard.
How do you say that without it sounding Epsteinish? Do you hear what I'm saying?
No. First and foremost, you say women.
No, that's not what they say.
No, you say women.
I don't mean Epsteinish as in a
trafficking
underage.
way.
Yeah,
A
yeah.
trafficking way.
I mean as in a trafficking way, just not underage.
But also there are women who this is their bread and butter, literally.
Yes, Phil, we are aware that such women exist. My point is, I can't believe it's normal. It's not supposed to be.
Dude, what do you mean? Even in Mubaiber. Mary was there doing
Okay,
this.
so tell me, give me a step by step. How would one, not you or I, how would one organize women for an artist who's coming? What are those women for?
Entertainment.
Expand.
Entertainment. These are consenting adults. Because also, the other thing you've got to forget, without revealing too many guns, but I'll give enough context because for those that remember, no, there's an artist we just mentioned on this show. Yeah. The people that were with him for a certain context, and then things went left. Remember that, God?
Yes.
Because also, if I ask you, so what are you doing at the Twimbos hotel at 2 a.m.? It's like, what did you expect? Like, what? Okay, so what? You guys are playing 30 seconds. What's going on? Help me understand.
But do you,
Fam, the game is the game. That's what we also need to realize. The game is the game. The sooner people realize that, the easier life will become.
This was a long time ago, maybe 10 years ago. No, maybe like 6-7 years ago, where I got a call like, yo, I'm with Ningi. Can you organize girls? I was like, let me see what I can do. I had to call that man back and be like, listen, bro, you got to find someone else. This is not me anymore. I'm so sorry.
So the thing is, I've always been one step removed from that because I work with artists. So I'll phone them and they'll...
Phone who?
I'm not going to mention. I'm going to.
Oh, yes, and you phone the people.
No, I'll phone the artist and be like, yo. So the artist that I work with, I'll tell them so-and-so is looking for women. And they'll be like...
Listen to how that sounds, bro.
And they'll be like, say less. I got you. And sometimes they'll also be like,
no, but I mean, who do you...
I need an agroecologist and an agrarian.
No, okay. I don't mean, I'm not asking to name the people. I mean, when you say so-and-so is looking, who's the so-and-so? Is it people who specialize in that? Is it people who are in the streets?
So so the thing is, right? Also because of celebrity, there are individuals, even women, guys too, who just want to be around a celebrity.
Yes. And
they'll be like, you know what? I might even be in a committed relationship, but I'm only gonna see this man once. Saga.
Jack. Okay,
I've seen it.
So let me separate two things, right? There's a difference between the marketing and the PR, right? Where you have, like, you even have model agencies where you have beautiful women that are just around an event or at a club or standing as the entourage of said artist. That's a different situation. I'm talking about organized girl. Now, sometimes it could be for a hotel room at 2 a.m., but I don't think that's always the case. I think sometimes, like you said, it's ambiance. I'm not talking about publicly facing. I'm talking about there just must be girls around.
Yeah, because they bring the vibes. Even in the studio, there have been times when people are recording. They're like, "Yo, can we get some girls in here just to add?" You know?
Yeah. So I get that. To me, I can't believe that's normalized. I can't believe it's a thing. And I would imagine. In fact, I know for a fact that in other markets, there's people whose entire industry and job.
What do you mean in other markets?
No, in Zim, I think it's a little. Unless you're full on going sex worker, right? Wait, hold on, hear me out.
You know that meme?
Yes.
Yeah. Boy, have I got news for you.
Unless you're full on going that direction.
I'm going to take you to Pagola.
No, it's
or
okay.
Bakerloo. Let's go to Bakerloo. Let me show you some things.
I'm happy not to know those things.
Let me show you some things.
Anyway, coming back. What were we talking about? We're talking about learn more. My point is, I think that, unfortunately, his comedy went out there. Obviously, as anything
wait,
else.
What? Wait, actually, wait a minute. How did we go this tangent? Wait, what?
Because it started off by talking about the fact that he had so many people sending threats to his DMs. And we're talking about that's what happens when your art gets out there and is seen by a lot of people. Then it translated into fame and the things that are associated with fame. This is a very ADHD conversation because this is not even a main talking point. It's just a follow up from last
I
week.
need to take my meds, yo. I need to take my meds. It's so bad, it's affecting you.
Anyway, shout out to Learn More. And going back on it, there's the one thing I was going to add. I was trying to be balanced, where I said, you know what? If it's true that Learn More dismissed Lebo, then I have an issue. I want to reverse that. Because on second thought, Lebo's entire tone when he was speaking about this was so dismissive and aggressive.
But that's what I was trying to get at. I think I didn't have enough chance to. So the other thing that I also wanted to get to, which I think plays a part in this, is Lebo M is obviously very successful. He's also a very successful African man. And that comes with a certain, type A character that develops. He's also he's on tour, and he's constantly been on tour for the last several years with Hans Zimmer. Hans Zimmer,
Which, by the way, he mentioned in his video.
yeah. And Hans Zimmer, for those of you who don't know, is the person that scored The Lion King, amongst many other Hollywood big hits. So you are literally devaluing the asset that's feeding him. So
I think, like I mentioned, everyone has a right to get offended. I mean, it's work that you made. So if you don't have that kind of sense of humor, you can be angry about it. But now that I think about it, I would expect Learn More to dismiss him. Because if you call me with that same tone that you were speaking on Instagram, get out of here, man. Get out of here.
that's what I was saying. Like, Mdada, it's the jokes. It's the jokes, Mdada.
Now, the follow-up, last week we spoke about Showmax. We discussed it at length, so I won't spend too much time on it. But since we spoke, there have been several articles that have been coming out. I think there was an interview with the CEO of Canal. It's a French company, so Canal Plus. Canal Plus. And they brought out some of the numbers and just how much Showmax was losing. And it was...
I actually even ingested, because after the thing, because I knew it was bad.
Yeah.
And see, I even put it into my notebook, LM. Let me generate an infographic and audio overview while you do this. Let's see what the audio overview will be like when you're done.
Sure. So, okay, I wasn't going to mention the specific numbers, but I was going to mention that according to the Canal Plus CEO, he was saying that Showmax would have brought down Canal Plus.
That's I don't deny that one.
I was like, yo.
Dude, did you take it to the financials? So I hinted at it last week, but I'm more confident saying now. I'm as a Zimbabwean, and I hinted at it last week when I said the CNN issue, because back then I was like, the amount of money that was being siphoned out of multi-choice through Showmax is astounding. This, anywhere else in the world, this would trigger an investigation into fraud.
What do you mean siphoned out?
Dan, you've got Showmax.
Mm-hmm.
Showmax has its existing software stack. You then pay NBC Universal not only to license their programming, but to license their software stack so you can get Showmax 2.0.
Mm-hmm.
While you're paying NBC, Peacock, Universal, but so many acronyms, they also acquire equity in your company
Mm-hmm.
in exchange for the money you're giving them for the rights that you've bought. And you're spending upwards of $30 million on this. Make it make sense.
I mean, if the reasoning was, okay, we believe that Showmax, it is the biggest streaming platform that's in Africa.
And all this for $3 a month, by the way. That's the other thing. They were never close to profitability. They were never close.
So here's how bad it is if you want to know the numbers. At the end of 2024, Showmax recorded trading losses of 2.6 billion rand. Mm-hmm. 1 year later, at the end of, not even 1 year later. Oh, so sorry, that was 31 March 2024. 31 March 2025, those losses jumped to 4.9 billion rand.
I have those stats over here. Meanwhile, losses grew up to 4 billion rand, right? But subscriber base grew by 44%. How are you growing your subscriber base and losing more money? Make it make sense.
4.9 billion rand losses. And okay, your subscriber base grew, but you spent so much money on, like you mentioned, the tech stack and probably acquiring rights to all that HBO stuff that we were enjoying for free. Man, Showmax was amazing, guys.
Like I said, Showmax was legal Gujarat.
It was amazing.
It was literally legal.
And I think we spoke about it on this pod. You know what? We spoke about it.
Like years ago, like we're like, this is the best deal. Guys, I don't think you guys understand how good of a deal this is.
And so I've met the Zimbabwe team for Showmax. And I was like, guys, I mean, I'll advertise you guys for free if you want. Come, holler at me. Just give me an account. It's $3 a month. That's not a lot. Let's talk. Because your item is dope, bruh.
No, Showmax was amazing.
Anyway, shame.
Legal Gujarat, gone forever.
But the story is, not necessarily rumors, but the expectation is that Canal Plus or Canal Plus is going to put out their own sort of combined platform, which has not just all the Showmax and DSTV titles, but also all the stuff that's on My Canal and all the European stuff and whatever. And it definitely won't be $3 a month. Is what
I think the sad thing there is when you're now dealing at that scale, the level of investment in South African or African content won't be as high because the ROI won't be as high.
So here was some contextual information as well. So as of now, the only major streaming platform that is investing in African content is Netflix. It used to be Showmax and Netflix.
And Iro King. Remember Iro King?
And Amazon. But I think it was around August last year. I should just quickly Google it. Amazon announced that they were pulling out of funding original African content to be part of their streaming platform.
Okay.
Let me just quickly check
There's actually someone we could phone who could give us, but I don't want to get them fired. But I do know Amazon, the African partner was Arena Holdings. And Arena Holdings also owns Content Connect Africa, which has a wealth of content and local African content. And I know they're building out their local streaming platforms as well. So it'll be interesting to see how that all ties in. Because I actually, now that I think about it, I'm struggling to think of what content Amazon Prime did under their agreement with Arena Holdings. There's a specific few people who I know listen to the podcast. Send us some feedback after this. I'll be interested to find out what happened with that deal.
Anyway, without going too far down the weeds, just thought to add extra info from our discussion last week and really just underline that this is quite sad news because Showmax was putting money into African content creation. But the expectation is there will be something else. I just agree with Phil that it probably won't invest in African content to the same level. And then finally, in your story, Phil, your
My story.
I've reduced the volume.
I can't afford it. Yeah.
The story is that apparently the lawyers came out and said, "No, Your Honor, he's illegally here."
Is that really what they said?
I don't know. I
so
just saw that
because I heard, I didn't have the energy. I saw that. But what I did say is they were like, "Yo, listen, let's not waste the court's time. Let's just get a plea deal underway because we're not trying to plead not guilty. We're wasting your time." And the judge was like, "Yeah, at least which is a good thing,
Okay, so I put this story down just because I saw people talking about it online, and as usual, we have a podcast, so this is where I can rant my thoughts. I won't get all the exact details of the story correct, but long story short, there was a man who was arrested in Harare CBD because he was cooking sadza in the CBD, and this sparked a whole debate.
Well, he was videotaped, and then the video went viral.
Yes.
Well, not only because he's cooking sadza, but he was doing it quite skillfully. Like he was a man, he's sitting down, he's got his two gas cookers. His one hand is monitoring the sadza, the other hand is monitoring the nyama and muriwapo. I was like, okay. Huh? Men can do it too. But as Dan said, he's literally in the street. He's not even on the sidewalk. He's like in the street.
And let me see if I can find because I never saw that video. Let me just see.
You haven't seen the video of him at Copacabana. You gotta expand it and then drop your volume. Look at him, like right behind us.
Zim celebs reporting live Copacabana.
Look at him! Look at a skilled king! Look at him!
So he's got these two little gas cookers, sadza,
monitoring one hand while he stir fries with the other hand. My king, at the Copacabana.
So I mean, it's a dirty video. It's like
That's a dirty video.
Yeah, like you're in the middle of the streets at a bus terminus.
Dan,
cooking food.
okay, but this is how. Okay, maybe.
Hold on, let me try and expagorate on my thoughts. Which is not a word, by the way. Contrary to this glowing skin that you may think you see on me, I've gone through hard times in my life. I used to know the mukotos where you can find good sadza.
Yo, remember that one near the Zifa offices in the CBD where we used to go for that $2, $3 sadza with the chicken.
There was this sadza and pork that used to be sold on the corner of 7th and the road behind Samora Machel. I can't remember which road it is. There was a spot. It was quite. They had a bunch of like the sort of dry areas there, and I think they had different.
That's the one.
Yeah.
I used to bang. I used to come from Milton Park for that sadza.
You could get $1 sadza, which was standard. But
Yeah,
if you paid $2,
You could get a half chicken.
yo,
No, $3 was half chicken.
it was
$2 a
amazing.
quarter.
There was a $2 pork thing. I think about it sometimes. Now, the environment was definitely not hygienic.
Yeah, there was no running water. Like you're washing your hands in a bucket. So we used to carry our own water bottles and a little soap in a little dispenser.
Phil, you don't have to sanitize the experience. It was
I know.
not
I was
hygienic.
sanitized. Dan, you know me. I sanitized. Look,
It was not a hygienic place, but the sadza from there was just immaculate.
And that's when we came to the conclusion that the more shady the hygienic practices are, the tastier the food is. It's some inverse rule. But the dirtier the pot, the more flavor is in that pot. You know what I mean?
So okay, this is obviously it's not like an important big newsworthy discussion, but it did lead to something that I thought was worth discussing. So I do say that it was like a dirty environment, it was a dirty space and all of that. But we've seen that happen. I just haven't seen it like in the middle of the street. Anyway, a lot of people then, and I think rightly so, commented that this shouldn't be allowed, which I agree with. I mean, I don't think it should be allowed in the middle of the central business district that anyone can just begin cooking anywhere. I agree. However, I think a lot of people pushed back, like the amount of backlash this man is getting. Yes, it's wrong. In my opinion, hey man, you're not allowed to be there.
Yeah, and I feel the same way. This is how I feel like with vendors, right?
Yeah.
Especially in the northern suburbs, because a lot of people get frustrated. And you've noticed, if you've lived in Harare in particular, in a lot of the leafy suburbs, there's a lot of these informal tuck shops or stands with vendors selling whatever they're selling. And some residents get annoyed because like, you're driving the property value down. This is not right. But on the flip side is, do you think these people somehow left a cushy job and were like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to wake up at 5 a.m. every day. I'm going to travel with this and I'm going to try make 25 cents a packet of biscuits, if that at all. Right? These are people struggling to feed their families.
Desperate.
And it's not an easy life. It's low margin. It's high risk because once in a while, council will pitch up and just turn everything upside down. And they'll confiscate your goods.
This is not to defend it in the sense that they should be allowed to do it. Not at all. I think I agree in general. The law is the law. You should have a permit and you should be in the correct place if you're going to be making food, right? And you need to be subject to the usual health standards and all of that, which we all know is not being followed correctly in Zim. Did you see the story a couple of weeks ago about how one of the popular eating spots, they were using pet food to make the meals?
What?
Yeah, so it's
Which spot?
So they were literally like,
name and shame. Why are you saying public spots? I don't know.
It was in town there. It was like one of the spots in town. It was like front page on the H Metro. It was like, yo, they went in there and they were like, okay, this is nyama that you're selling for $1. And then they went and they were like, yo, did you just cook pet food? And turns out they did.
My bones are.
My bones are nani. Pet food, yo, that gets
like pedigree.
Yeah.
So they're selling like chunks.
Not pedigree. You know, like those. Okay.
Yeah.
Bone meal. All right.
That's what I meant. Bones. That's what I said. Yeah.
Anyway, so my point is, obviously, it's not to say that they must be allowed. I think it's fair to say, hey, you're not allowed to be here and to dismiss someone. And if they continue and so on, yes, it could lead to an arrest. But let's stop acting like this man is the cause of this is some mastermind criminal. Like, come on, yo. You're not allowed to be here. Please leave is more than enough. If the man continues to be a nuisance, then you can arrest him for being a nuisance. But the spectacle that was made about this man who, as Phil described, was just trying to earn a living, I feel was indiscriminate.
And according to the story, he has a child that suffers from epilepsy and seizures, and he's also trying to support him, which obviously I think lended to the support that he received, which I'm sure you'll dig into.
I mean,
as the Mbingas of Harare have stepped up.
I think Olinda started whether it was a GoFundMe of some kind. What's the equivalent of a GoFundMe? Anyway, she put money and says others must also look for money. Anyway, I'm less interested in that. I just want to appeal to. I know things are tough in Zimbabwe, but I also know that you are human. Someone is trying. It's not legal what he did, and he shouldn't do it. But why are we being so mean? You know what I mean? Like so cruel.
I hate to play the whataboutism game, but I think it's very apt here. Then remember those investors that had like the tray of Coke in the club? What happened to them again?
They were let go.
Oh,
they were let go with a small fine.
Oh,
I think
really? Is Coke legal in Zimbabwe?
And the thing is, like, I saw people, it was all over my timeline. People were like, no, but this is unhygienic. Will you still be saying the same thing when people die because of typhoid or cholera because of this unhygienic food? And I agree. It's unhygienic. He shouldn't be there.
Wait,
stop him.
How do you get cholera or typhoid from cooked food? I'm genuinely asking.
I mean, if it's cooked and you eat it hot, you're fine. But the assumption is it's going to be served on a plate. You're going to be eating
a plate.
It's going to be served. Okay, it's going to be served on some kind of receptacle. It's not going to be fresh off the stove immediately. Plus your surroundings.
But that's the only reason I'm going to him, because fresh. I don't want to lie, guys. I don't want to lie. Maybe something wrong with me because I am very. Dan lived with me, so he knows this. I'm very much a clean freak. But something about the way he was cooking that food was appealing to me. I was just like, but you know what? I feel like that salsa would bang. I just feel like that salsa would bang. Like, imagine after a long night,
you're on your way home and you're like, imagine it's like 8 p.m. and you're like, bro, I gotta cook when I get home. And then you walk past this man, one hand in the salsa pot, the other hand in the yams.
Fresh, dad. I don't even bother. Just put it straight in my hands.
So I get it. Yes, hygiene is important, plus general order. And I think, as everyone knows, the Harare CBD is a clean, pristine space. And you don't want anything to disrupt that.
Of course.
I get it. I just mean we could be a little bit more humane in the way we react and treat this person. In my mind, an appropriate response is council or police come to dismiss him. You're not allowed to be here. Go home.
But they buy his stock.
If he is there twice, thrice, you're now a nuisance. You're disturbing I don't know, whatever. I'm not a lawyer. Whatever you're now resisting. Stop resisting. So, okay. Now maybe you need to confiscate his things or he needs to spend a night in the stocks, sure. But just grab him straight off the streets and now it's like, look at what's happening. Oh my gosh, can you see what's... Like, come on, guys. It's a desperate person who is trying to resort to desperate measures. It's not allowed. Stop it. Let's move on.
Also, keep in mind, as I think they also they highlighted, this man is qualified. He's a science teacher, which is symptomatic of just how bad things are in this country. The person that I shouted out last week, my cousin, who's about to start uni. So we're trying to sort out.
You getting him a Neo?
Yeah, I'm trying to hustle. Please donate so I can buy them a Neo.
Don't get him a Neo. Get him last year or previous year's Air, like an M3 Air.
No, I'm getting them a Neo. I need to set a precedent because I'm not buying them $1,000 laptop, even though it might not be 1,000 anymore. I can't be doing that. It sets a bad precedent because now I've got to match that.
You're investing, Phil.
Mm-hmm.
You're investing in your own.
Anyway, all this to say, the Zimbabwean educational system is in tatters. Yay, it's bad. So they're applying for a position here in Harare while we also try to secure international. They had to come to Harare to fill out the application form. I was like, wait a minute, what?
Sure.
Like, there's no online form, nothing? Anyway. So I think I agree with you 100%. Let's be kinder, but let's support local industries. I did the other day, actually, Dan.
Mm-hmm.
I did the other day. I was in Bardale for a meeting. And I just happened to, there's like a fake Woolworths, Not the Woolworths. You know the one behind
Econet.
Pomona?
No, okay, that side.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I was there, and then I had a hard left. So I was at Box. I saw Box Park to my left, and I was like, I'm never going back there because I've told you the horror story.
Yes.
But to my right, I saw a similar setup to this of people cooking the salsa on the side of the road, and I was like, you know what? Let me give it a shot because I'm a little peckish. And for $3, Dan, I ate good.
Okay.
It was good food.
Okay.
I don't.
Here's okay.
No bubble guts, nothing. I was sustained. I was like, you know what? This bangs.
If you've traveled to Thailand or basically almost any Asian country, or if you've been to, I know it's also pretty
Dude,
popular.
just say street food. Anywhere in the world,
Yes.
there's street food.
Street food is a normal expected thing. I don't think it should be insane for Zimbabwe in busy streets to have people who are making Zondora, like
You know what, Dan? We've actually
Kasadza
solved,
something.
we actually solved this. We actually need to change the pitch. ZTA. Yanika, we're trying to market our country, our nation. This is where we set ourselves apart. Where else in the world are you going to get sadza nema veggie?
Imagine, okay,
Pasai
hear me out. Okay, I don't have a snapshot of what the current permits are, but could we introduce or modify the permits that exist to allow for mobile vendors who don't have to have as stringent an expectation when it comes to things like you need water, et cetera, et cetera. They need to have water, but perhaps it can be stored water and a certain amount of literage and whatever. And it allows for... No, I mean, as long as it's hot, freshly cooked food, right? I mean, you don't want a Harare belly.
But once again, that's a marketing opportunity. ZTA, India is famous for Delhi belly. It's a tourist feature. Let's also put our manioka on the map.
I'm serious, though. I'm actually serious. We create a new industry of street food. The inspectors just check to make sure that you're serving food hot. That's all. Otherwise, you make what you want. Sadza, mazondo, nzondora, whatever. Right there on the streets on a little cascottle there.
Fam, do you know what would bang?
Straight into your little cake light.
Guys, I've really, like, now my brain is working overtime. You know what would bang? Maklimi kebabs. Think about it. Huh? Madora kebab. Banger.
Imagine you get a little car. It's like an ice cream cone, but it's filled with matemba. Do you know what I'm saying? Grilled in front. It's like, are you looking for small, medium, large? Give me large.
No.
2 minutes.
No, not cone.
Into a little cone made of sadza, of not even sadza, of
no, bani chow. So you know bani chow, right?
Yes.
You take a quarter loaf and you hollow out the quarter loaf. Waisachi kapenta ne soup mkati. Waisa chingo per side. My way.
You take makoko from sadza, a big sadza pot. You take out the makoko, the ones that are still a little bit. You roll them up into a cone. Uno is zadza madora, matemba. You know what I mean? My veggie.
Yo, why are we giving us? Stop talking. Why are we giving us free? These are quality ideas.
My point is, we can create a new industry of street food.
You know what? Let's call Gracia right now. Let me call Gracia right now. And be like, yo, fam, have I got an idea for you?
And you know what we can do? We can set up approved zones. So like on First Street, on, spaces where people walk and it won't like...
Yes, and then...
Close by the market, close by the... Street food,
at
man.
the Copacabana.
Anyway.
Yeah, anyway. So I'll be moving on to the next story.
Yes, let's move on to
as a palate cleanser, we now have a summary. Oh, it's a bit long, but let's hear what Notebook LM has to say about multi-choices worlds.
Are you connected?
Heading to raise your prices by a massive 31% in a single year.
I mean, yeah, that just sounds like a terrible idea right out of the gate.
Right. Knowing full well that thousands of your customers will just straight up cancel their subscriptions because of it.
Obviously.
And also knowing that it is the absolute only way to save your business.
Which is wild.
It sounds completely counterintuitive, almost like, corporate self-sabotage. But today, we're going to show you why that is actually a masterstroke in corporate survival. So, welcome to the deep dive.
Thanks. It really is a fascinating dynamic.
It's just that, why does it sound like it's over the phone? Anyway.
I don't use this often. I use it. I use the summarized reports. So do you know what Notebook LM is really good at?
Mhm.
In putting a ton of CSV files into it and then querying the data.
I haven't played with Notebook LM in a while. Actually, I want to play with it.
Let me. Okay, granted, this is a bit of a distraction. Obviously, won't be able to because this is confidential stuff. But like, so this is like a report I had to do for a client, right? So look at this. So all these are just CSVs of like their data. Look at how deep dive. Look at how deep. Oh, I've also created like custom design parameters for reports and stuff. But look at how detailed my analytics reports are. This is great for data insights. Like
on Notebook LM.
Yeah. So I just shove a ton of CSVs in there, and I start getting data sets.
Let me show you something I worked on today in Claude. So
this is great for the audio listeners.
Yeah. I'll cut this part out. This is just for our own interest.
Maybe those.
I had to create a schedule.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Oh yeah, that one I remember. Yeah.
Yes. I had to create a very in-depth schedule. Right. So I had to upload a ton of documents, put a lot of like information, etc., and look at the final document that I got that I can now share within.
It even built the tabs.
Yes, dog. Yeah. So I had to. This is what I had to work within the budget I had to work within. Yo, to be fair, it was a lot of back and forth, and I had to make some edits and so on. But
obviously, yeah.
But this would have taken me like a week to do, and in this case, maybe it's like a day and a half's worth of work. So I'm like, yo, this is terrible for a podcast. Anyway.
No, actually, we're marketing. If you need help learning how to use and maximize AI in your organization, give us a call.
But don't initiate people. Don't initiate. But
exactly, yeah. We must be counseling these people so they know. Because this item, even the co-workers were like, what? Phil, this is wow. How did you do it? I wasn't going to say it. Like, I was just a couple of prompts.
Okay, so there's a story that was trending as well online today, and I actually spent some time on TikTok today doing research, which is a wild thing to say, but if you want to quickly understand something that's happening, especially in pop culture, nothing beats TikTok.
Yeah.
So, where's our talking points? So, last week was Paris Fashion Week.
Oh yes, I did see a clip of this.
Yes. In fact, let's see if we can find if we can watch it.
I thought we were watching on. Okay, but
yeah, you can. If you can find it there, please do. Actually, let me start off by just giving the context. So last week was Paris Fashion Week. I believe the only African brand that was showcasing at Paris Fashion Week was Matrosa Africa by Laduma Nkokolo.
Yeah, don't forget this. I think this is the full routine.
All right. So anyway, as that plays, just continuing with the context. So he was showcasing his ready-to-wear brand C Culture collection at Paris Fashion Week, and the way he was showcasing it was through a performance. So it wasn't just runways, right? He was doing a performance with dances, and so there was various types of very instantly recognizable to South African cultures dances, including the one that Phil is playing now. That includes these guys dancing with the crates of beer and stuff, which is very cool. But there was then the very controversial one that came. And that one now was Robot Boy, who was there with Laduma and his squad. They started dancing to showcase a particular part of that culture, which was the Skhothane culture. And that Skhothane subculture is, in the hood with money. Again, we're commenting on another culture, so there's obviously a lot of nuances that I'm missing.
Hey Dan, I think the block is hot right now. I mean, sure
no. I mean, we're a podcast, so what are we only supposed to talk about? The things we know directly? No, we talk about the things that we see, and then people can correct us in the comments. The point is,
here we go.
South African subculture, right?
Here's the video.
Here's the video.
So As Dan said, the Skhothane culture, which is normally the ones with money have money to spend, so they have custard and they throw it. But
What we're watching here is Robot Boy and Squad spraying Ultra Mill on.
But this is all of a sudden it became very north of Samora. This is, or rather, in this case, very north of Winnie Mandela Drive.
Okay, to describe for our audio listeners who are not watching this, these four gentlemen are dancing on an exquisite Maxhosa rug, and that's the one thing I wasn't sure of. Was it their own or was it something they found there? No, it was their own that they brought with them. Phew. And then they're now pouring Ultramel custard all over the rug. This became viral, and everyone was like, "Oh my gosh, you're embarrassing us. What are you doing?"
Is that what people complaining about?
Yeah.
We have such different algorithms. My algorithm was just complaining about how they were dancing and weren't representing the culture well.
Yes, I saw that I saw plenty of that as well. So but the thing that made it viral was, unfortunately, you know the sentiment of not in front of white people, dog. You know that sentiment that exists in a lot of self-hating Africans. Yeah, so there was a lot of people that were very upset, like, "Yo, you're in Paris, man. There's white people watching. You can't be doing this. It's embarrassing." Which, I mean, like, come on, man. That's not what we should be discussing here. Although there is a small element of that I'll touch on. To give a little bit of context, this is a South African brand that is supposed to be very authentically showcasing South African culture. However, it is a somewhat luxury brand. And by that I mean it's not you don't.
Not somewhat, it's very like Maxhosa will run you into the thousands.
Yes, you don't. It's not. This is not H&M or Mr. Price or something. You walk in and you buy clothes. No, it's not fast fashion. In fact, one of the TikToks I saw said, "No, this is Maxhosa is very much slow fashion." And what she was questioning is, I don't see the connection because the people who are supposed to be showcasing this particular line are not the people who would buy your clothes. So I mean that's a nuance that I am unfortunately not too clued in on, but it's just what I say.
So say that again. Sorry.
Okay, so they're talking about. So this is fashion. This is not an ad to the public. This is at Paris Fashion Week. So clearly, this is a performance that's supposed to showcase. It's a performance that's supposed to really make a splash about fashion. Typically, what people do is they try to find the ways of showcasing what does this fashion mean, what does it represent, so that the rest of the world are seeing these pieces of fashion. And this person was critiquing it and saying the way that you chose to represent this brand, you had so many opportunities, even if you wanted to get into the Skhothane culture and whatever, but the way that you chose to represent it did not tie into what these ready-to-wear pieces that you're showcasing are. Someone else I watched also said, no, I absolutely loved it because the way I interpreted it was, this is shock value, this is culture, this is pause, stop all the highly curated, very clean girl aesthetic, whatever that is so common now on fashion, and we are coming to show you something that is a little bit of like we're smashing through this very clean, highly curated aesthetic image to show you, man, in the streets of South Africa, we be dancing, we be having a good time. When you make it, you do this. And that makes people pay attention. So they liked it for that reason. That's too high fashion for me to understand.
I think we're not deep.
Yes. But what I did want to comment on was, at the risk of not fully understanding a culture, there's two angles I want to go.
Just sliding out of frame.
No, okay. So let me start from the positive angle. When you think Italy, for example, what do you think about the culture of Italy? When you think something Italian, quintessentially Italian, you might think pizza, pasta,
racism.
No, I mean in terms of the culture that's been exported, right?
Ultras.
So perhaps you think from food perspective, you think pasta, pizza. A person from Italy, things have changed now, but perhaps at a particular time in history, might have thought, why are you picking the things that are consumed by poor people in our country and using them to represent an entire culture? Like someone in Italy could potentially think that.
Okay, well, what's consumed by poor people?
No, I mean like if we're talking about pizza, for example, pizza's like it's not top notch or you know what I mean.
But it's a staple meal.
Yes, that's what I mean. So it's like the standard meal that would be had by some random person when really what we should be showing you is the best of what we have to offer. And that's not what culture is, right? Culture is what the people on the ground, the people in the streets are doing. So from a positive perspective of this, I'm for the idea of what constitutes South African culture. Is South African culture Durban, July, and all the very fancy outfits that are going to be worn there by Boiti and Bonang? I mean, perhaps it's a sub-element of some subculture, but that's not, when we're talking about exporting South African culture, surely it would be what the majority of people do on a day-to-day basis, not the very fancy, rare items. I think it's the same in Zim. If you're bringing I Show Speed to Zimbabwe and you want to show him Zimbabwean culture, yes, you can take him to Queen of Hearts. And there is an element of Zimbabwean culture.
For the renowned and famous Sadza.
But what will really stand out to him is when he went to Mbari or when he ate Sadza, for example. Or that's actually what Zim culture is. So I am for the idea of showcasing Skhothane subculture, for example, as opposed to trying to look for something that's very polished. And no, we don't want the white people to think that we're savages. We need them to think that, no, man. What the heck? Our culture in Africa, whether it's South Africa, Zim, any African country, is what the average, normal, day-to-day people do. That's the culture. There's many other subcultures, of course, and I get that. But so I think from that perspective, I'm very much for the idea of if we want to export culture, and what's crazy is at some point, what would be considered maybe low class in an African country might be viewed as, air quotes, high fashion in another place. So, it's the people who didn't have money in the hood who dressed a certain hip hop style that now are being on the runway. You've got these oversized hip hop themed outfits. It's such a crazy dichotomy to me that this is the culture that's being exported and reinterpreted in a high fashion manner. And now it's multi-$1,000 outfits, but it comes from the idea of what people who don't have a lot of money were doing. And I think that's just how culture is. I mean, I'm sure there's anthropologists who would love to weigh in on this. So that's the first side of things. The second side of things is I think I appreciate a very deliberate and structured and well thought out showcase more than just make noise, just like shock them. I'm not saying that's what Robot Boy did, but in a brief interview that I listened to on 947, he said, no, we achieved our goal because we wanted people to pay attention to us. And if you'll note in the video, when we started doing that, people were shocked. And that's when the cameras and the lights started coming in our direction. I don't like that being a goal just to shock and get attention. So if your idea is we're now pouring Ultramel custard, and he mentioned that it had to be specifically Ultramel because if we're going to be South African, it must be 100% South African.
Yeah. You can't have the non. You can't have the clover.
Bro, okay, is Ultramel a cultural? Anyway,
yes, it actually is because that's the one you couldn't afford. That's the expensive one.
Yes, okay. So the idea in this is I have made it. I can ruin these nice rugs with this expensive custard just to show to you that I've made it. And the idea to showcase it internationally is just to shock people. I mean, I would have loved a slightly more thought out sequence.
I think it was fine. I genuinely think it was fine. As someone who's seen these things and been in the house, I think it was fine. I think there might have been a bit of a disconnect between, like you said, intended message and result. But I think in terms of showcasing, I think it was fine. I think we also, once again, through deep is that ultimately this is the other thing, right? Paris Fashion Week, in as much as it's art, it's a vehicle for commerce.
Yes.
So when he says we're trying to get attention and shock value, the reason why is because it's a vehicle for commerce. Because the more attention they have, the more conversions and the more impressions Maklosa is going to get. And that's what he wants. He wants his brand to be as known and as familiar with as many consumers as possible. So
I think for fashion and beauty brands, there is an element of association because let's say, for example, the feeling is this stunt at Paris Fashion Week devalued it and made it seem low class.
I cannot for the life of me see how that would happen.
That's what a lot of people like. It was embarrassing.
So once again, the people that are saying this cannot afford Makosa. This is what I'm saying. You are listening to the peanut gallery who are not the target audience. The target audience are the rich millionaires and billionaires in Paris, in Italy, in America, in the UK. This is the stuff they live for. What are you talking about?
I think almost all the other showcases, like the Pansula dances and the boots and the crates and all of that, 100%. I'm not so sure about the custard. I don't know.
You
at the very least, it got views.
If anything, the only legitimate people who should be offended by this are Persians.
They're currently being bombed, so I don't think they have time for this. I don't think they have time for this.
Well, and returning via yo.
So okay,
what was that ship thinking?
Just hold on before you ADHD out of this one. Just to outline the primary critiques. Number one, that it was embarrassing in front of white people. Man, grow up, man. Who are white people, man? Get out of here. Number two, the fact that some people said, like, Robot Boy is not even a Skhothane. Why is he there? I mean, he's showcasing culture. He doesn't have to be
the other Skhotanes don't have passports.
So that's not the issue. The critique that perhaps it wasn't the best way. I could listen to that and I would love to know why you think so. In my mind, I think the choice of doing it isn't a bad thing. I think the communication of what you're trying to put across might have been done more cleanly. But again, I'm only observing the culture. I'm not in it, so I might also be missing some nuances. Love to hear your thoughts. Please drop them in the comments below.
As people famously do, they always give us like contextual comments.
Quick stories. Gaga Phil. We said we were doing an hour and a half today.
Did we? We did.
I know you mentioned it when you were talking earlier about. You just mentioned hour and a half, and I clocked it.
Okay, sure.
Mendali.
Sure.
ICT minister said they are banning social media for under 18s.
No comment.
I spoke about it on the radio show, but I want to hear your thoughts.
No,
I did extensive research on this.
Was this proposed, or is this like they're trying to go through with this?
So it's been sort of mentioned kind of a couple of times. This was the first time that it was officially mentioned in public by a minister. And the minister said she was addressing a crowd and she said, as government, we are looking to ban social media for everyone under the age of majority. That's anyone under 18. So then I think in an interview afterwards, she was asked like, yo, you mentioned this. Is this a planned law? She says, yes, we're working on the legislation. I'm paraphrasing, but yeah, we're working on the legislation. Once it's ready, we'll let you know. But the idea is that we want children under 18 to be banned from social media.
This is very concerning. It's very concerning for the simple reason is for you to ban someone under the age of 18, you need to know how old they are when they're accessing the internet, which means that you now have all the information and the internet data, which is very concerning.
So the famous example obviously is Australia. It's now been running for 3 months in Australia. And the same issues were raised, but the difference with Australia is Australia were very clear. It's not the children who get fined or who are banned. It's the social media platforms. In fact, fines can go as high as $50 million. So the social media platforms need to put in place measures to ensure that no one under 16, there's a 16, not 18, can access social media. So what some of the different social media platforms have put in their own various methods. I believe most of them are using government ID verification.
Which it just moves the problem upstream. And we've seen how Discord is doing with their age verification. And also we've been seeing recent stories of how a lot of age verification platforms are run by Israeli companies. And did you see this week that Twitter sold all our data to an Israeli company, which has been using it to track down dissenters?
We can't every show. We can't do
down with the imperial.
We can't. I think we're getting on lists here.
Fam, I'd gladly be on that list.
Nah. By yourself. I told you before. I am not the martyr. I will give you guys water on the way. But I'm not coming with you.
So when Junior comes of age and it's like, Daddy, what did you do to speak for what was right?
I spoke in riddles and unclear words to maintain anonymity and plausible deniability.
have you seen-
But I was very angry.
Have you seen how smart these kids are today? This next generation, your generation, that child's going to be running circles around you. And also two nerds, you're getting dribbled.
So anyway, coming back to the story. Theoretically, it's just you can't trust anyone, but theoretically, someone could create an anonymized layer that simply verifies age without it necessarily storing said data, but you can't believe that they would actually do it. But in theory, it shouldn't be difficult for these companies, these trillion-dollar valuated companies, to create an anonymized layer that does that. The flip side is some government ID is one method. The other method that some companies are using is AI, which is essentially send us a picture of your face and we'll try to use AI to determine how old you are. Maybe that will work for 40-year-olds versus 8-year-olds. But what about someone who's 16 or someone who's 22? Technically, it might cause a lot of false positives and whatever. Also, I feel a little... Doesn't the Zimbabwean government already has all our ID, Phil?
Oh, no, not me. I don't like that. I don't think... let me not say. I don't think I've ever submitted my real ID number in the last 10 years.
No, you may not have submitted it for registration for things and so on, but where did you get it from?
No, that they have.
Civil registry exists theoretically.
They have my ID. But now tying my ID to the platforms I'm on,
yes,
to the profile I'm using, to my history, to metadata, to IP information, to device information, all that stuff, it's somewhat obscured right now. All it takes is, granted, they've been hacked 3 times in the last year, but let me not mention their names, but there's a certain mobile operator that's been hacked quite a few times last year. They actually have all that triangulated data. And
to be fair, I genuinely think Facebook, Instagram, even TikTok at this point, the amount that they know about us, they could, to a very fairly high level of certainty, determine how old you are. The only problem is the that overlap where there'll be,
and they have to admit it. It's like the Cambridge Analytica scandal where they knew you were gay before even you were gay.
That's so true. That's so funny. I remember that story. People are like, wait, what?
But they weren't publicizing that until people started yapping. So that's the thing. Like, these guys have incredible amounts of information on you. They just can't let you know they know it.
So I posted a clip of this from the radio show, and my comments are full of parents, literally hundreds of comments of parents saying, this is exactly what we've been waiting for. Yeah, for the first time, the Zim government is doing something good. Mm-hmm. So I think there's very high, just anecdotally, there's very high support for this. But if we don't know how the government will do it, but in the way it was phrased, just gave me it made it feel like it's not going to be Facebook or Meta, whatever that will be on the hook. It will be local Zimbabweans. So almost like you will be charged a fine if your child goes on or something. I don't know. This is, for the record, this is not out there. I was just reading the article.
No,
and I was
but
just like,
can you imagine that? John, let's go to Facebook.
So theoretically, if it was the same as Australia, hey, for you to operate in this country, you have the onus to prove the age of the person that's using it. And then they just use whatever system they're using in Australia and what is being introduced in Malaysia, Indonesia, whatever, all these other countries that it's being introduced in. You would still have an issue with it? Yes.
Part of me, I do think social media is rotting kids' brains. I think it's rotting my brain.
I feel it. I feel it, actually.
So I think it's done more. It has some great positives. It also has a lot of negatives.
I think net negative, to be honest.
And I think people are just trying to figure out, how do we rein this in? And it's difficult to do. So it's a tough decision. Do I think children should be on social media? Not really, because it creates a very unhealthy patterns, not only like in body dysmorphia and jealousy, depression. There's studies, like Facebook even has these studies that they've conducted internally. Not only that, just like attention span, all that. I am fully for it. I'm just concerned about how to go about it. right? Do I still think children need some form of social media? Yes. How to regulate that? That's beyond my pay grade.
I have a proposal. Facebook, following up on previous social media platforms, created the most profitable business model of all time. Literally, you create the content, you distribute it for us, you advertise it, you even pay us to be able to do that.
Yep.
And then I make money on the content that you've created. It's insane. And it's no wonder that similar models, I mean, it's kind of the same with Google and YouTube. And I mean, we're selling online attention for very little investment. It's such high margins. Meta is made trillions of dollars to the extent that it literally buys billion-dollar companies that fail or shuts them down. It's like, what else? Same with all these social media companies. I don't think it is unfair to say you are making insane profits by rotting our kids' brain. It's on you.
Yeah.
It's not about banning. Any harm comes to your door, Meta. Any harm, everything. Make it incentivize them by putting every single bit of liability of everything, whether it's bullying, whether it's whatever, whether you have to change the laws or whatever, it needs to be clear. And of course, because we don't want to stifle, one of the things that happens, right, is these trillion-dollar companies can then close the gate behind them if it becomes too difficult. You simply tier it. So if you have more than a certain number, let's say you reach more than 1 million subscribers, these are the rules that apply to you. Let's say you reach more than 100 million, these apply to you. Companies like Facebook, every single bit of liability must be at your door, because then you're incentivized. And it's not, yes, it's expensive. Yes, it'll be difficult, just like every other business in the world. You can't be sitting there on 80% plus margins and like, oh no, this will be difficult. Are you kidding me? Take 60% of those 80% margins and figure out how to do it.
So I agree with everything you're saying. The only thing I'm concerned of is how do we implement that without further violating the security, safety, and rights of not only children, but the users in general.
So if Mark Zuckerberg and his nerds were able to figure out this insane business model, I haven't studied this. I haven't spent decades in it. They must figure it out. I've heard, I used to sort of disagree with this every time it came up in like public depositions of these social media companies or whatever. You guys figure it out. I'm like, no, they're telling you that it can't be figured out. I'm like, no, actually.
So I think
you can't tell me that you created this business model. The reason it doesn't exist anywhere else is because over decades and centuries, and because it took a while we figured things as we went. You think it wouldn't be? Obviously, I could just pick up.
I figured it out. I'm a genius.
I could just pick up stuff, sell it to you at a high margin and become rich, but I can't because I need to pay where I got that stuff from. I need to pay taxes on it. I need to make sure that there's regulations. So of course I don't end up making 80% margins on the things that I make, and I'm not a trillionaire. The only place that you can do that is in online ad space. There's no other place that you can do that. Are you kidding me? Figure it out. I don't know how, but figure it out.
I figured it out. So, but it will only work in conjunction with phone manufacturers. So a parent buys the child a phone, they put it on a family plan, they state the age of the child on the family plan or on the device. That information is in a secure enclave that never leaves the phone. So then now, when they access the app store, there has to be a handshake that confirms the child is old enough to download this app.
I agree with the principle of parents should decide what's good for their kids, and only not because I think that all parents know what's good for their kids, because I don't think someone else would know what's better for my kids than I do. So I think I agree with that principle. The problem is not everyone has parents. Not everyone has parents who are on their side. Not everyone has parents. There's so many not even edge cases. I feel like there's a majority case situation.
We'll figure it out.
Here's the figure out that I have. Right now, everything is set up so that we err on the side of, as long as you do your best, it's okay. I think it should be the opposite direction. Any single case, you are liable, period. Because that will force these social media companies to err. They're not going to close these companies. They're not going to close these money printing machines that are giving them 80% plus margins. They will figure it out. They will now begin to err on the side of, we can't risk it. We can't do that. We can't move fast and break things. We can't just introduce a new algorithm without first testing it. We can't just, because that's currently what it is. We'll figure it out. We'll pay whatever fines we need to pay because what the heck? We have trillions of cash that we're doing nothing with. I think regulation should be changed. I don't think it should be banned. I think it should be changed that every single thing, anytime that something causes harm, we need to put in the boffins need to figure out how to measure that harm. So it could be, once you reach a particular threshold or a way of measuring. Once you pass that threshold, you are liable, period. All of a sudden, every country in the world is suing. Liabilities need to be paid. Those trillions of dollars are getting eaten into. So you are forced. You have to figure out the solutions internally. And you've got the teams, you've got the software devs, you've got the vibe coding to figure out whatever the solutions are. If you can't figure it out, it's a net negative for humanity in my mind. So is what it is. That's shut down. We'll go back to messaging boards. We have group chats. We'll share our memes there. Okay. Someone shot at Rihanna's house.
I think that this actually would have been a great segue into what you mentioned earlier about the Tim Ferriss thing. See, if you're thinking on your feet, Dan.
I mentioned something that we'll speak about later, but I couldn't remember all the details.
But yeah, if you watch the videos this person was making on social media before this, it's quite concerning. So
this is important. A 35-year-old Florida woman who's named Ivana drove to Rihanna's house and just unloaded 10 shots in the general direction of her house. It apparently hit a section of the house that Rihanna was in, but no one was harmed. And then people started digging up like all her history, and she's been talking about Rihanna for years, like obsessed levels. Side note, have you seen the TikTok/Instagram trend where people scream in public and then take the screenshot of when everyone turns to them like in shock, and then they put a song like, why are you so obsessed with me or whatever, and it's supposed to be like it's quite funny.
I haven't been online much this week.
Quite a funny thing to see. I've spent way too much online considering what I have to do. I was going to talk about there's this whole hype about people being laid off.
It's weird, right? Because as these layoffs are happening, there's a lot of companies that are rehiring. So I think we're still yet to find equilibrium. I think this is also late stage capitalism at its worst, because some of these companies don't need to lay off. Outside of Block, who spent an incredible amount of money on a party for Jay-Z when he became a board member.
Block is, if Jack Dorsey's telling the truth, Block is incredibly profitable. They just got refunded close to $1 billion, I think, or it was some crazy amount that they raised recently. He says everything is doing well. We are making so much money. The future's bright. We just got more investment. We are making money hand over fist. Anyway, 4,000 of you guys are fired. Bye.
Which is wow. Same with Amazon. Amazon, gangbusters. Why? Atlassian, gangbusters. Atlassian, I can kind of understand because their business model is a little precarious right now, but I think they've still got a decent amount of runway. With all the vibe coding, I've been following. Have you been seeing like a bunch of people like vibe coding their own project management tools or Gantt charts and so forth?
Yeah.
But also, you have to be a super nerd. Like, that's an edge case.
So, I think this is, I'm going to save this for a future discussion because I really think we can go in depth with it. But
go deeper, Papa.
I think what is likely going to happen, right, is as of now, it's only the nerds that are using Claude Code or, ChatGPT. No, what do they call it? GPT Codex. It's only the nerds that are vibe coding. But as these tools get better, right now, the way you vibe code, it's essentially like you kind of have to know a little bit.
Yeah, because you have to audit the code.
Yes. I mean, you. Some people are doing it by asking. In fact, Claude just released Claude Code Review, which is...
some people, I know some people, and sometimes I do it where like you get Claude Code to do it, then you put it in Gemini and say, Gemini, check this code.
So anyway, the point is, as of now, it's only the nerds doing it. But if nothing goes wrong, should things continue in the same trajectory, the assumption is you'll get to a stage where the platform exists for you to just describe the app that you need, and it will build it perfectly for you. Or you will have in my mind, this is what I see. Almost a layer of, it's like a layer where the app is 80% built. And then you just vibe code the last 20% of whatever it is that you need. I need an app that does this. I need an app that automatically posts all my social media posts at such and such time. I need an app that does project management. And I think that's what it's going to be, coding as a service that's going to come. And it's not going to be branded as coding. It's literally just going to be, I might be putting out $1 trillion idea over here.
Dude, what you're describing is NHN. That's literally
Yes, but that's for nerds. It's going to get to a stage where it's normal for me as I want to do this, and you just sort of do it.
I think in terms of knowing about it, it's for nerds. But executing, like literally, so have you been using Google Workflow?
No.
Google Workflow is really good. I think I showed you how it works. So all of a sudden, my workflows stopped working. And I just went to Jim and I was like, hey, this is my workflow. It's not working anymore. Let's fix it. And then with a couple of prompts, it helped me fix my workflow. And it didn't require a massive amount of technical skill. I just have to describe. All you have to do is, and that's why, I don't know if you've also been seeing liberal arts degrees are now getting hired in Silicon Valley because they realize they got all these coders who are somewhat redundant, but they don't have people that know how to describe or use language effectively.
You see, why does it say get $300 in free credits? Start now.
Wait, what subscription is on your thing? No, just think.
Or maybe, does it come with what you call it?
Yeah, Google is, it's free. It's free if you're on a paid account.
That's a paid account. But anyway,
also, there's workarounds. I'll get around it. I'll show you later. Also, Google has become very beggy. You know
yeah, they keep asking me to upgrade to
but I'm already
to
paying
Ultra.
you. Fam, I'm already giving you $30 a month. Why am I giving you more money? Are you mad?
You see, I don't trust this fool. Anyway, I'll check it out.
No, I haven't paid a cent.
Try workflows free. Yeah, I'll happily try workflows free. It's just, it says get $300 in free credits. Why?
Let me actually make sure I've not been paying. Maybe that's why my bill was so high last month.
Anyway, yeah, Phil, let's wrap things up. Yeah, but what I was gonna say is, like, in future episodes, I really want to dig into this idea of AI layoffs and what the story behind it, because there's a conspiracy theory that's doing the round that I'm beginning to believe in more and more, that this is basically a bait and switch, right? More and more developers are coming out and saying, yo, ever since I started using these tools, I've lost my ability to code. Like, I theoretically know how it works, but because I rely on Claude Code so much, or I rely on GPT Codex so much, if I don't have those tools, I can't do it anymore.
Yeah.
And then when you absolutely need them, price goes up. Yeah. So there's a very interesting conspiracy. That's not really a conspiracy theory, but a theory there. And then also the fact that all these companies are blaming AI for these layoffs, I just don't buy it. I don't buy it.
There's a I don't know if have you been following Professor Zhuang?
Who's that?
So he's the one that predicted what was going to happen, and he's been dropping these game theory videos about how the war is going to progress. And he hasn't missed with regards to what is going to happen when the Iran war was going to start, what Iran was going to do, what America was going to do, like everything. And then he just did a recent interview, and he was explaining. So the Iran war is part. We're going to get on the list. It's the truth. I just realized. So it's basically like the Iran war is part of Israel's plan to wipe out the whole Middle East so they can grow the ethno-state. And then he's like, this is why AI has become so important and why Palantir has become so important. Because there's a growing population in Africa and the Middle East that need to be the labor. And for this labor to be controlled easily, they need AI to monitor, control them. And that's also why, weirdly enough, you've got companies like Elon Musk's brain chip company. What's it called again? Neuralink, because that's how you keep people docile and controlled. So all of these things are converging, which I found interesting because Elon is an anti-Semite, but I guess.
No, I don't think while the overall theory might be plausible, I don't think Neuralink necessarily. Definitely Palantir, and there's a lot of.
Did you see the story that all the information on Americans that was taken by Doge is now is in possession of Palantir?
Yeah. What I was going to say is the tech bros are losing their minds over this concept of a permanent underclass. Like in their opinion, once AI matures, it's over for the average person. You cannot, like, it's going to be over. The people who have money will have money, and everyone else is just a worker. It is what it is. You can't break out of it. Permanent underclass, permanent overclass. There's whole breakdowns about that. But anyway, that's a whole other conversation for another time. Let's wrap things up, Philip.
Stay safe and keep it wrapped up.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this has been another episode of your favorite podcast, Two Broke Twimbos. This week, we will have a Patreon.
Yay!
Yeah. We will definitely have a Patreon this week. So we will then share, starting with all our existing patrons. Everyone else, please make sure you check.
We'll vibe code our Patreon page.
Please check twobroketimbers.com/donate for the updated link. In the meantime, you can still send once-off payments. And I don't think there's anything else. I mean, that's pretty much it. Yeah.
Thanks, guys. So that being said, Patreon will now be starting at a $10 tier to, cover for the losses.
Price is going up, Phil. Look at this video now.
Guys, the price, everything's going up, guys. Podcasts are going up too. I mean, look at this.
The price of fuel went up. The Strait of Hormuz. It's just like it's a whole thing.
Fam, it's a dude. Do you see we now have the fourth most? No, I think it's the third
most. Yeah,
third most expensive fuel on the continent. Guys, zero alpha. Anyway, see you guys next week.
See you guys next week. Bye bye.